Chuck, I want to talk about the margin, but first, can we talk about who turned out and why Haley didn't pull off the comeback she was hoping to?
Well, it's this math right here is pretty simple. This is the most updated exit poll. We incorporate actual results. So this is a weighted exit poll based on the results themselves. As you can see, it turned out to be a majority Republican as we started the night. And why I think Donald Trump was in such a bad mood is when the night began, the combination of Democrat and Independent was not at 49, it was sitting at 53. And it had been 53, that would have been a big difference, because let me show you here. So Donald Trump won Republicans with a whopping 74% of the vote. Nikki Haley got 25% of the vote. Among independents, which was her big number, the good news for her, she won them big, but not by enough. She got 60. Look at this. Donald Trump got 38% of independents. Nikki Haley only got 25%. So, okay, it's, you know, this is basically basic algebra. There were more Republicans than independents and Democrats. Donald Trump got more Republicans, which was the bigger group, and he got more independents than Haley got Republicans. That's why we're staring at this double-digit deficit here. But I'll show you a few other ways to look at how each of them were able to put this, what the key groups were for each of them. So here's Donald Trump. He dominated basically with the version of the party he's created. We told you this last week with Iowa. Very conservative voters. This is actually new for him. He never carried very conservative in 2016. He wasn't viewed as a conservative, but he's redefined the word. Whatever he says is the conservative position, and therefore his voters see it. So that is a number there. We told you already 74% of Republicans. Here's the working class base. Those with an family income under 50 dominated those 2-to-1, and those with no college degree. The Nikki Haley, and it's important to take a look at this Nikki Haley voting group, because there's another way to look at this Republican primary in New Hampshire. This was a really good night for Joe Biden. Why do I say that? So Nikki Haley against Donald Trump got 73% of self-described moderates, 66% of first-time voters. Now, only 1 in 5 were a first-time Republican primary voter. What does that tell you? They're going to vote Republican very often. They just show up here. She got 60% of the independents, and she got a majority of the college graduates. Joe Biden's not going to win every one of these voters, but if he pulls 5% in each of these categories, you know, it shows you why New Hampshire is probably a bridge too far for him to carry. He's never carried it. I don't think he's built for it, right? Some Republicans do win it. George W. Bush was able to, I think, narrowly win it once. John Kerry actually flipped it once. But he's not that type of Republican. That's why Trump has lost it both times. This, to me, is a recipe for Donald Trump probably losing New Hampshire a third time.
And obviously the Biden team, which announced a big shakeup tonight, watching all of those numbers very closely. Chuck, talk about some of the other big takeaways from the exit polls, particularly as it relates to voters who identify with the MAGA movement.
Well, yes, and let me get you to that. I know that we have been... well, I also want to do the Biden legitimately won the election. Let's do that, because this was a pretty split electorate. If you recall, in Iowa, it was 2-to-1, right? Sort of 2/3 of Iowans did not believe that Biden legitimately won. So if you don't believe Biden legitimately won, obviously Donald Trump won these voters. Look at how well he did. He won 86% of these voters. If you thought Biden won legitimately, Nikki Haley, she didn't win as many. She won 77%. I always find this happened in Iowa, too. 1 in 5 voters who believe Biden won legitimately still ended up supporting Donald Trump.
Wow.
So it's not as if that issue alone, is, a guarantee that you win all of those voters in that place. But it is an interesting way to look at it. But again, you start to see how Nikki Haley continued to come up short. And I'm buying a little time here. Here's the if Trump is convicted, is he fit? The overall split, 54-42. Obviously, is he fit if he's convicted? 87%. He won those voters. But check this out. No, he's not fit if he's convicted. Donald Trump still won 13%.
13%.
Still won 13%. So
and we saw
not a clean sweep.
We saw similar numbers to that in Iowa as well, Chuck, and big implications for the general. Chuck, thanks so much. We're going to come back to you, so don't go anywhere.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.